This is the story of the treasure of the Cologne Cathedral. In November of 1975, two men climbed up the scaffold that was attached to the Cologne Cathedral. This church is a masterpiece of Gothic architecture. So it's the middle of the night, two men climb up the scaffold and one of them is very slim. And this guy managed to bend away the wire of a burglar alarm. Then he squeezed into the air duct and let himself down into the treasury while the other dude stood guard in the scaffold. And there's a third guy standing guard outside. The slim guy who is now inside the treasury is named Borislav, and the guy outside is named Lubomir. Back to Borislav inside the treasury. It is pitch black, and Borislav has only his headlamp to orientate himself. But he knows what he wants to steal. He gets 12 bishop rings and a couple of monstrances. He also stole a plate that was made out of pure gold. The police quickly suspected that Lubomir was behind the break-in. They went to Lubomir, took a look around in his apartment, but they did find nothing. And Lubomir and his girlfriend took the next plane to Belgrade and they were gone. So were his younger accomplices. The prosecutor of Cologne, with the legendary nickname Bloody Mary, decided that the police should work together with a private detective named Werner Maus. So Maus traveled to Belgrade. There he called himself Jacques and pretended to be this big-time criminal. He first targeted the younger guys. And soon the two of them started bragging and said, "We were behind this heist in Cologne. And if you want, you can buy some of the treasure off of us. Are you interested?" And Jacques said, "Well, if you have the treasure, let's see it, and I will buy it off you." Heartbreakingly, everything was already broken into pieces and the gold was melted down. They managed to get a search warrant for Lubomir's house in Belgrade. There they found more of the treasure, but still about 10% were missing. Now we come to the dentist. You see, Lubomir lived in a part of Belgrade where the rich and famous of the socialist elite of Yugoslavia lived. And he was friends with the dentist. The theory is this dentist was the guy who melted down the gold. And as payment for his services and his keeping his mouth shut, he could keep part of the gold. And what does a dentist do with gold? He uses it to fill the teeth of his rich and famous clients. So the last part of the treasure of the Cologne Cathedral is inside the teeth of former socialist Yugoslavia. And if you visit the new treasury of the Cologne Cathedral, you can see one of the monstrances that they were able to repair. And you can ask yourself if the dentist from Belgrade ever came to see where his gold came from. And with this bombshell, I thank you so much for watching. See you next time.